Hello and welcome to the National Real Estate Post. I'm here with our good friend Carl White with the Marketing Animals. We'll get to you in just a second, Carl. Before I bring in you and all your infinite wisdom for us, I have to make mention of Remen Wholesale, guys. They are hiring account executives. So, new year, maybe new career, I don't know. Maybe you've been in retail lending for a really long time. You think you want to try something new? I don't know. If you just want to take a look at it, see what they got to offer, see what it might entail, click the big Remen banner you see over on your left. It'll take you right to a page where you can contact them and they can start talking to you about it. So they are looking for account executives nationwide. So if you think that might be for you, check those guys out. Now, let's get to Mr. Carl White, my good friend. Carl, the Loan Officer Freedom Podcast is really cool, and I dig it, number one, because it's free. Number two, because you constantly get just really awesome people on there and pick their brain about what they're doing, and just great stuff comes out of this podcast that I think everybody can use, whether you're a loan officer or a realtor, doesn't matter. Recently, you did an interview with an individual that was a really cool interview, and I was hoping you could share a little bit about that interview, because I think, especially going into the new year, this is a timely podcast. And guys, there's a link down below or up above if you're on Facebook where you can link to this particular podcast, so you can check it out in its entirety. But give us the highlights of this podcast, Carl.
All right, this is a perfect episode for the beginning of going into 2018 here. What I did was I interviewed Eddie Foushang. So Eddie Foushang, great loan officer in Austin, Texas. But this applies to real estate agents too, equally, okay? So Eddie just got in the business like 2 years ago, right? And he is really doing well. And so I was talking to him, and he said, Carl, I'm going to double my business. And I said, well, why? And he said, well, because I want to. That's how much money I wanted to make. I said, have you ever actually figured out how much money you need to make? He says, what do you mean? I said, well, dude, I want you to map out your perfect year. And so he came up with a very specific number. He said, well, my daughter's getting ready to start college. It costs this much. I want to pay off my 2 car loans. My parents live in Egypt. I want to fly them first class to the U.S. for a trip. That costs this much. My wife wants a new kitchen. I want to take my family on a 5-star vacation in New York City. I want to take 3 other vacations. This is my electric bill. This is my water bill. This is my living expenses. I want to save X amount of dollars. I want to put this much money in my 401k. And then a very specific number he came up with was $300,000. So it wasn't a number that he just kind of, what we call the rectal extraction method, just pulled it out of his butt.
Right.
It was a real number. It was a real number. Because what if, like as we're going in 2018, everybody's fist pumping, I want to double my business. What if that's not enough?
Right.
What if that doesn't give you your dream life that you're looking for? Come up with a very specific number.
Interesting.
Of exactly what it is. And Eddie kind of walks us through coming up with that number. Now, in his number, which is yours might be different, Frank, mine might be different, but his was I need take home of $300,000.
Okay.
Well, he lives in Texas. So in Texas, he needs to bring in $500,000 to go home with $300,000, because Uncle Sam gets his part.
Gotcha.
California, a little different, obviously, got different tax structure. But you figure out an exact number of how much you need to make. Now, once he came up with $300,000, for him, he needs 188 closings. So now he knows not just I'm going to get this many closings next year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get 188 because I need them to hit my numbers. Once he has how many closings, and you as you're watching this today, once you know how many closings you need, then you just simply reverse engineer it. So for him, it was I need 16 closings a month. To get 16 closings, I need 24 contracts because some of them are going to roll over the next month. Some of the appraisal not coming in. So I need 16 closings a month, 24 contracts a month. To get 24 contracts, he needs 37 pre-approvals. To get 37 pre-approvals, he needs 57 loan applications. To get 57 loan applications, he needs 88 referrals. Wow. So it came down to he needs 5 referrals a day for him to have his dream business. And as you're watching this today, do you know how many referrals? Have you reverse engineered it? And Frank, you and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
Have you reverse engineered I need 5 referrals a day? The reason it's important to get it down to the day like this, like you'll listen on this podcast episode, is Eddie's not going to have a slow month, because if he sees on Monday and Tuesday he didn't get 5 referrals, he knows that on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of that week, he needs to step up his game.
Yeah, he's behind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So he doesn't get a month behind. He only gets like a day behind. And he goes, I need to do, what do I need to do? Now, in his case, and we do it on this podcast, is he talks very specifically, this is what I do to get 5 referrals a day. I do this on Monday. I do this on Tuesday. I do this